timeline this evening because I want to share with you all a resource that I created many, many, many years ago when my students were having problems with factors and multiples. Now, factors and multiples, I swear, it is every math teacher's nightmare. And when I taught it, I swear the kids would say greatest common multiple, least common factor. And I'm laughing about it now, but it would drive me insane, like literally. And I'm not joking, to the point where I was like, okay, um, I'm going to use some literacy strategies here. So, what I did was create a product called Factors and Multiples, and I'm going to share my screen. So, it's called Factors or Multiples, and I'm laughing because when I created this, let me see. This is on my actual website. When I created this, it was something that my students were really having a problem with. And they were struggling with it. And they could not get it together. And I want to say I was teaching Common Core at the time, if I'm not mistaken. I think I was. So, my phone. I need to turn my phone off because it keeps beeping. Um, and it would not, the students couldn't get it together. So, what I did was created this product to where it used the Venn diagram to help them get control of the vocabulary for factors and multiples. Because if you teach any grade beyond fifth, sixth, we're really up to high school because they use factors and multiples all the time. But the introduction of it is at the elementary level and it starts in fourth grade. So it tells about what I created this for. And it's a really fun activity. I start with the Frayer model because the kids, like I said, it's always confusing to them for them to um, figure out what is a factor. So I have one for each one. So it definitely gives them a good understanding of what these are. So you have your factor. What is the definition of a factor? Characteristics of examples. And the non examples are difficult for the kids, but it gives them something to distinguish from a multiple. So, one of the things I used to always tell my students is that when you are trying to determine if it's a factor or multiple, multiples are skip counting, and it shows how the progression of the vocabulary actually moves along with the actual um, progression of the standards, because the vocabulary for math, it actually evolves, and what we identify something as in second and third grade, we can use that to anchor the students' learning in upper elementary. So, like skip counting are multiples, and your factor pairs become their factors inside of those factor pairs. So, this really helps them to go into greater detail of what a factor and multiple are. Then we have our Venn diagram. So this is another way to get your students to understand what is a factor or multiple, and what are the differences and some similarities. It definitely helps to cement their understanding of this, because I'm telling you, when you start, especially in fifth grade, when the students have to be able to find common denominators, that's when you realize the students don't have the understanding that they need for those skills, where the factors of multiples. Also, when you're simplifying fractions, a lot of the students get confused on whether or not they're, is it a factor, is it a multiple? They don't know which one it is. So this is another example. And then I put in a multiplication chart, and then hooray arrays. 2 times 7. And it's definitely fourth grade. If you can use this for remediation for like your fifth graders, like if you want to do it in a small group and you have some students that are working below grade level, you definitely can use this. But it's really for fourth grade as an introduction to multiplication and division. My students really like this. Um, it was fun for them to do. And then you have your answer keys. And then you have you put your factor. You can put the, the actual number, whole number on the cone, and your ice cream scoops are the factor pairs that go for each one. So it's a really great activity for your students, especially if they're struggling with that. And let me see, go back. All right, so especially if they are struggling with those skills. Um, I know that it was a lifesaver for me, especially the Venn diagrams and the actual Freya model. It helped a lot with cementing their understanding of what a factor or a multiple is. So if you're interested in this product, you can definitely click the link above the live stream, and it'll take you to the product in my store. So if you have any questions about it, about the product, you can tweet to me. You can drop a comment in the comment section on Facebook or YouTube. I'll see you all in my next live stream. Bye-bye.